It started with a sentence so casual, so carelessly spoken, that I almost missed its weight. We were sitting on the couch one night, wine glasses half empty, a movie playing in the background, when she said it. I miss being single sometimes. She said it like someone reminiscing about an old song, her voice soft, almost wistful. I laughed at first, expecting her to do the same, but she didn't. She stared at the TV, her expression distant, the light from the screen flickering over her face. You miss being single? I asked, trying to keep my tone light. She shrugged. Not like that. I just miss feeling free, making my own choices without explaining them. You know. Her words hit harder than I wanted to admit. You are free, Emily. We're married, not imprisoned. She smiled faintly. You don't get it. That was the beginning. After that night, something changed. She started spending more time catching up with friends I'd never heard of before. Her phone was always face down, her laughter a little too forced. I told myself I was imagining it, that after 5 years of marriage it was normal for things to feel off sometimes. But a quiet voice inside me whispered that something was slipping away. It's strange how betrayal doesn't announce itself. It creeps in one small act of distance at a time. 2 weeks later, I came home early from work. The house was quiet except for the faint sound of music coming from upstairs. When I walked in, she was sitting on the bed, her laptop open, her phone beside her. She jumped when she saw me. Hey, I said. Didn't mean to startle you. Her hand moved quickly, closing the laptop. You didn't. I was just working. Working. I looked at the wine glass beside her, the one that wasn't hers. There were two. She followed my gaze and hesitated. Oh, that's from last night. I had wine while watching something. She was lying and I knew it. The glass was still damp. I wanted to ask to push, but I didn't. Instead, I smiled weakly and kissed her forehead. I'll make dinner. That night, she didn't touch her food. In the days that followed, my mind became a battlefield. Logic versus fear, denial versus truth. I replayed her words again and again. I miss being single. It was like a confession disguised as nostalgia. Then one afternoon my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar. Mr. Davis? A voice asked. This is Greg Lewis, your wife's attorney. I believe she's informed you about the filing. I froze. The what? The divorce filing. You should be receiving the paperwork by tomorrow morning. I just wanted to make sure you were aware before it's processed. I felt the room tilt. My hand went cold around the phone. You must be mistaken, I said quietly. My wife hasn't said anything. There was a pause. I'm sorry, sir. She's listed you as the respondent. The papers were filed this morning. When I hung up, I sat there for a long time, listening to the clock tick on the wall. Each second sounded like a hammer against my chest. That evening, I waited for her. She walked in around 9, carrying grocery bags, her face glowing from the cool night air. Hey, she said cheerfully. You're home early. I got a call today, I said. Her smile faltered. From who? Your lawyer. The color drained from her face. She dropped the bag onto the counter. Ryan, I was going to tell you. When? I snapped. After it was finalized? Her voice trembled. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't want to hurt you. I laughed bitterly. You filed for divorce behind my back, Emily. You don't get to say you didn't want to hurt me. She looked down, tears gathering in her eyes. I've been unhappy for a long time. You're a good man, but I feel like I've been living someone else's life. I need to find myself again. Find yourself. My voice cracked. You had yourself right here. We had a life, a home, a future. She shook her head slowly. You don't understand. I've been suffocating. That word, suffocating, cut through me like glass. For days I wandered through the house like a ghost, trying to find traces of what we'd been. Every photo, every note she'd written me, felt like evidence in a crime I couldn't solve. I didn't know whether to hate her or to beg her to stay. A week later I found out about him. Her coworker, Daniel. The man she'd once described as just a friend. I saw his name in her messages, hundreds of them. Late-night texts, heart emojis, plans for weekends she told me were girls' trips. The betrayal wasn't just the affair. It was the way she'd rewritten our history to justify it. That night, I printed out the messages and left them on the kitchen table. When she came home, she froze at the sight of them. "You read my messages," she whispered. "I read our story," I said. "The one you replaced with him." Her face crumpled. "Ryan." "No," I interrupted. "Don't say my name like that. You had choices. You made them. Just don't stand there and pretend you were the victim." Tears slid down her cheeks. "I didn't plan for it to happen. It just did." "That's the problem," I said softly. "You let it." She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. The look on her face. Shock, regret, something close to shame. Would have broken me months ago. But now it only hollowed me out. The divorce went through quietly. Friends called it amicable. It wasn't. It was the slow death of something sacred. Months later, she reached out again. A text, simple and short. "I miss you. Can we talk?" I didn't respond. I stared at the message until the screen went dark. That night I walked through the empty house, the silence so thick it felt alive. I thought about the woman who'd once said she missed being single, and realized she'd gotten exactly what she wanted. Freedom. But freedom has a cost. The next morning, my lawyer called to confirm that everything was finalized. The house, the accounts, even the car, it was all done. "Is there anything you'd like to add to the record before we close it?" he asked. I looked out the window at the sunlight pouring over the front yard we'd once planted together. "No," I said quietly. "There's nothing left to add." As I hung up, I felt something unexpected. Not peace, but clarity. She'd chosen her freedom. And I was finally free, too free from the lies, the uncertainty, the ache of wondering when she'd leave again. Some endings don't come with closure. Some just leave silence, and in that silence you find the truth.